So in this video, my friends are going to be showing you guys how to get every single Pokemon, shiny Pokemon, in Wild Zone 16 in Pokemon Legends ZA. If you enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe for more, and let's go ahead and jump straight into this. First things first, what can you find? Well, as you guys can see, there are a variety of Pokemon you can find here, but the key one that I think a lot of people are going to be wanting is that Froakie, which, by the way, another shiny Froakie just spawned for me. I spent probably 12 hours shining for Shiny Froakie. It's very RNG, but it's still going to be the easiest way to do it. And now there's a second one right there, which is pretty awesome to start this video. So, as you can see, the Ampharos right here, it's a Mega. It can spawn shiny. I've caught like 3 of them. This guy right here, Froakie, or however you pronounce it, can be shiny. The fighting guy, I always forget how to pronounce his name, Medicham or whatever, he can be shiny, which he is over there. And then Phalanx right here. So this is going to be kind of the daytime spawn. So we can go ahead, we can catch, you know, all the different Pokemon that are going to appear shiny here. And then for the Froakie, you're going to want to be extremely careful. So make sure you guys put down a hard save, because if you mess this up, and you probably will mess this up unless you're like really good and you do this first try, you got to sneak up on him really carefully. He's going to basically turn around at any point, see, boom, and then he runs away. So if that happens, you're going to just exit out of the game, you're going to close the game, and you're going to reboot the game and try it again. So before we do try it again, how do you get Shiny Froakie to spawn and all these other guys? Well, there's a couple methods. We're going to use the fast travel method for this one. We're going to be fast traveling the fast travel location, Wild Zone number 5. And we're going to do this again and again and again. And I've been doing this with these macros that I set up on the 8-Bit Do Pro 3. I'm not affiliated, but I do have an Amazon affiliate link. I bought my own controller, but using that Amazon affiliate link will give me a little bit of a kickback through Amazon. If you choose to do that, it'll be linked in the description below. But that's what I basically do, and I kind of leave it running while I do some other stuff, edit some of the other videos, or just hang out with the family. So you do this a bunch, and what this is going to do if you spawn to Zone 5 is, first of all, there's going to be some Pokemon right here in Zone 5 that could spawn. As you can see, there's a Bellsprout, shiny Bellsprout right ahead of me right there. So there's a shiny Bellsprout right there, so some shinies can kind of hang out right around there because we're in a 50-meter radius. If you don't know about the whole nuances of how shiny hunting works in this game, check out that guide. It'll be linked in the description below. Now, Froakie is within 50 meters when you're here. So again, if I just kind of put like even a marker right behind Froakie right there, you can see that's about 5 meters past Froakie. Just trust me, Froakie is definitely within 50, just within 50. If you spawn over and over at Wild Zone 5, that's how I did it to get my Froakie both times, this time and the other time. The shiny Ampharos right here, the guys back there, I was mispronounced their name. I think it's Medicham. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with those Pokemon as much. The Froakies or whatever, they're going to be over here. Could be that. There's a few different Pokemon here that you're going to be able to spawn using this method if you just keep doing this over and over and over again. Also, there's going to be Barbaracle, I think that's how you pronounce the name. Not the first evolution, not Binacle or whatever, Binacle. And then also Florges, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is basically the evolution of Floette. There's an easier way to get Floette, of course. You can get Floette in, I believe it is Zone 3, and then evolve that. Probably a lot easier than waiting for a shiny here. I've shiny hunted here for many hours, and I've never seen a shiny Florges for whatever reason. So maybe I'm just bad luck. So you keep spawning here. The Pokemon in this half are going to spawn here quite quickly. Now, if you spawn in on Zone 16, on the other hand, what you're going to get is you're going to get Pokemon on this half of everything. So Phalanx right here, for example, and then that Froakie. Now, what's probably a little bit easier than kind of spawning in at Zone 16 over and over again, because you do have to kind of walk up to this to make Froakie initially spawn. The quicker way is probably going to be to walk away up till about here. So it's about 70 meters or so. So maybe just a bit past this kind of like sewer or whatever you will. Hey, there's a Greninja on it. That's cool. Which is kind of funny because Froakie's right here. And then you're going to just run back, and that's going to respawn all the Pokemon on this side. You're going to have to run right up to the wall to make that Froakie kind of show up. But the Phalanxes, how do you say that in plural? And then the Froakie are gonna be kind of respawning, and anything else that might show up on this half of the Wild Zone. So that's going to be another method to use that I've used quite a bit. It's just running back and forth. Again, for the Froakie, you can just kind of spawn in on Wild Zone 5 and it's going to spawn you over there. But for the Phalanx, they're on this half. So you're going to have to do that over and over again until you get some Phalanx. I had many show up. Once you got that Froakie to show up, how do you catch it? Okay, let me show you how to catch it. So I go through this side because there's a lot more bushes over here to kind of hide behind. So we're going to kind of crouch around here and then just be wary because it's like a stealth mission. All right, we're trying to sneak up on him and he's going to... Nope. Yeah, see, he's he's going to turn around very frequently. So again, the idea is to sneak up as close as you possibly can without him seeing you. He's going to keep turning around. When he does, try to sit still. He turns back around here. There's some bushes here. We can see him here. Throw the ball, and boom. That's how you do it. Again, you got to be super stealthy with the Froakie, which makes sense because it turns into Greninja. And Greninja, you know, the whole idea is to be stealthy, if you will. But anyways, that's most of the Pokemon here. As you can see, there's still a couple more. I talked about Florges. There's also that Starmie, which is a little bit more rare of a spawn, I'll admit. So it's at nighttime that you're going to see the Barbaricles, however you pronounce them, show up. That's when they're going to show up here in the wild zone. So again, they're not going to show up during the day. You're going to have to flip it over to a night cycle for them to show up. And then again, you can continue kind of respawning here on Zone 5 because they are on this half of the map. So you can see the Starmie right there. Again, Starmie is a very rare spawn. So even getting it to kind of show up is going to be a little bit tricky. Honestly, your best bet is probably to shiny hunt a Staryu in a different zone and then evolve it into a Starmie rather than getting the Starmie here. If you want to, though, this is how you do it. It's going to be at nighttime. It's going to be located right there. Again, you're just going to keep fast traveling like this to the Zone 5 location. And again, you can see that Starmie kind of spawns in and out. Now it's gone, right? If it spawn here again, it's probably going to be gone again. So that's kind of how that works. That's the Starmie. Very, very rare spawn. Probably not your best bet to get that shiny Starmie. But that's pretty much it. If you kind of follow this guide and everything I just kind of explained, again, I think Florges, there's easier way to get that with the Floette in Zone 3. Starmie, like I said, getting that Staryu in a different zone. And then the other ones, they're quite easy to get, except Froakie, unless you're really lucky. Like I said, for me, my first Froakie, it took like 11 to 12 hours for it to spawn. It's RNG. I have the shiny charm. This is still the easiest way to do it. It's very RNG. But then for my second shiny Froakie, I came here for like 5 minutes. I think I spawned here for like 5 minutes or so, and then it just popped up. So you can see what I mean. It's very, very RNG. But that's pretty much the best method to shiny hunt all of the Pokemon in Wild Zone 16. Hopefully that helps you get a little bit closer to your full shiny Dex. If you enjoyed this one, if you found it useful, leave it a like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys soon in another one. Tell them friends. Game on. Thanks for watching.